Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Hey guys.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey.
I know we said we were gonna read a book, but we were gonna read Gabrielle's book, but
I mean we're reading it.
and we're going to.
We
it's
are
in
reading
process. Construction is in
It's happening, guys. It's happening.
But
stay with us.
You know what's easier than reading books?
Watching
movies.
Watching movies.
Well,
and then you came to me and was like, "Oh, we should watch this one movie." I'm like,
it's
"What's
so
that?
good.
What's that called?"
Beyonce's husband dropped a movie.
What? Thank you for coming. This is
Thank
what we do.
you.
By now, you know this. We appreciate you.
So, thanks for hanging in there.
Okay, bye.
Here comes the review.
Okay. Well, welcome back to the Fake Ass Book Club.
Yay! This is the Fake Ass Movie Club today.
It is. This is your girl Moni.
Nothing.
You're just telling on us as soon as we got here. Damn. Aspirating.
That's in my soul. You know, I like to
Jeez.
give over information. That's why I spoil stuff
Oh
all the time. So
gosh.
just know going into this is not a spoiler-free review of The Harder They Fall. This is a spoiler-filled review.
Well, who are you? Because you didn't even say. You just came in here
First
and
off,
started
you clicked on
spoiling
the,
shit.
you know what it is.
Listen, let's just follow. Listen here, ma'am.
Sure.
Okay?
I'll get
This
on
is your girl, Moni.
Listen.
And who are you?
I'm Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Hey.
This is Fake Ass Book Club.
We are the Fake Ass Book Club. It's so fake we didn't read anything.
No, we didn't.
We just watched a movie, but it was a good movie.
And we're back at it. And you
Back
guys are
at
not
it
going to be
again.
disappointed because
We're in the kitchen trapping.
Yeah.
sorry.
I guess if this is
Keep playing. I'm stabbing your friend.
okay. The Harder They Fall. So this was on Netflix?
It was.
Okay, I'm okay. I just watched it yesterday. I don't know why I'm saying it like a question.
Kind of like it was an exclusive. I mean, it was released in theater. It had a brief theater release, and I tried to see it in theaters. I couldn't make the time. I'm raising kids.
What a cop out.
I'm a single mother.
Wow. There it is. There it is. That's your catchphrase right there. I'm a single mother.
I am a single mother,
Okay. All right.
and so I wasn't able to make it. And it had a very limited theater release. It was like out for like less than a week, and
Really?
it was in the art house theaters, like at Glendale, or not Glendale,
Not Glendale.
Fashion Mall.
Oh, I did not even know that.
Yeah, I really was trying to see it, but in theaters because I wanted to get the whole cinematic effect. But the fact that they beamed it directly into my home
That was even better. I
with
didn't have to go
Netflix,
anywhere.
and I have a big TV, so my daughter did have an attitude because usually she gets the big TV at night, but I needed it. And
back on.
we wanted to check out Sean Carter's.
So he was a producer?
He was a producer.
Okay.
He actually used the name Sean Carter. You see it in the credits, produced by Sean Carter and somebody else.
Okay.
And it's so funny too, because just this is an aside. My daughter does not see it for Jay-Z.
What you mean?
She's only 11, so whenever she sees Jay-Z, she's just like, "That's Beyonce's husband."
I mean, I guess my 11-year-old self would not understand that either.
Right.
Yeah,
And I try to explain to her,
for
I'm
sure.
like, no, he's a big deal. Like, he's produced, but in her life, he hasn't really produced anything she knows about.
Right. So she's
And
like,
I don't
"Who are
really
you?"
want to play his old stuff because it's not really appropriate.
Well, she'll figure it out.
She will, but it's like, but even if she heard it, she'll be like, I don't really
Cool.
like, so like, he used to sell crack. That's not impressive. Like, that's
It's like,
terrible.
Well, but look where he is now in comparison to
Right,
that's
right.
impressive.
For
part.
me, I've seen the progression. For me, even though like I have my issue, like to me, I kind of feel away too. I think Beyonce could do better, but
Ooh, that's
but
another show.
you know what I'm saying? But she could also do worse. Like he is an
True
impressive. He's an icon. He's the culture, and it's hard. My son gets it more. He's 20, so when I explained to him Jay-Z produced a movie, he was like, "Oh, so it must be good."
Check that out.
Right? Like
you know, the soundtrack at the very least is about to be dope.
The soundtrack is bananas,
Oh
but
my
also
gosh.
the visuals. My daughter thinks of Jay-Z as the old dude in Homecoming who was watching Beyonce's kids. Like
Okay.
that's how she sees.
Damn, that's real.
But that's her
real.
experience.
Listen, her
like to me,
reality.
it's so funny to me. Like he is just Beyonce's husband.
I like that.
I
Well,
do too a
mean,
little bit.
It's
But
know,
he is, but I do respect him. Like his work is impressive.
yeah, of course I like Jay-Z or whatever. So that's
Yes.
what's up. I'm excited to talk about this.
I
Let's
am
do a quick
too.
little dedication then, real quick.
Okay.
We're just we'll try to make it as, I mean, this is fake, but we can try
Sure,
to make it
sure.
as official. So shout out to you guys for joining us. We always
Mm-hmm.
like to dedicate every episode to our listeners. So thank you for joining us. For any dedication?
I'm gonna dedicate this one to my grandma.
Let's go.
Because she loves Black Cowboys.
Ooh,
Like, because
she
I haven't
sure
showed this to her yet, but
does.
when
Oh,
I go
she'll
to
love
see
it.
her next, I'm pulling this up and we were watching, because I took her, remember when Django came out?
Did she
Like,
love it?
oh, yes.
Okay.
Like, I remember I saw Django in theaters. I was like, oh, I got to take grandma to see this. I think I saw Django in theaters like 3 times.
Wow, really?
Real talk. I love Django so hard. So if you like Django, you will love The Harder They Fall. I love a black, like a slave revenge story. Like,
That's basically what Django was.
yeah.
Mhm.
And even though, because these were based on, the story is fictional, but it's based on real life characters who were formerly enslaved people who very much get their revenge on their white oppressors.
I like it.
That's not what the movie is really about, though.
No.
But if you like westerns, if you like black people, if you like good music, if you like good acting, if you like fine niggas, this is the movie for you.
Let's talk about the cast real quick.
Okay.
Let's talk about the cast because you have, is it Idris or Idris?
Idris
Elba. He is in that movie. He's one of the main characters. He's Rufus Buck in the movie. Zazie Beetz, who I like. She's so cute and nice.
First off, like, because one of my guy friends told me, like, she reminds him of me.
Really?
Yeah, because I always think, like, she could be my cousin. Like, I don't look like her, but she could be
gives you
kin.
vibes or something.
And how I wear my hair a lot of times, because she
big
does the
floofy hair.
blown out fro.
Yeah, man.
Like,
she's
because
cute.
yeah.
So if you don't know her,
and
she's from-
amazing. She was in Atlanta. She was in Deadpool.
She was in Deadpool.
She was in
Oh my
Deadpool.
God.
Yeah, she was Jinx, or was she Dom?
Don't you
Jinx?
see?
Something like
That
that.
sounds about right.
I don't know, something like that. She was fantastic.
Yes. Then you got Regina King,
Who is
iconic. Let's be for real. Don't even make me pull up all her accolades.
Come on, Poetic Justice
My
and
God.
227.
She's been giving life
Jerry
since been giving
Maguire.
life. Okay.
Boondocks.
God, man, Riley.
I will love her forever. Like, if she, I feel
Huey.
about her the way white people must feel about Donald Trump. Like,
Oh,
she,
God,
like,
why
no
would you
matter
mention
what,
him? You
if she
just
could do
ruined
something,
it.
if she could do something horrific, I'd still be like, but
But it's
Boondocks,
Regina, though. Okay, I hate that you mentioned him. Every
Riley
time you
Freeman.
mention this dumbass. Okay, who else do we have here? Oh, Jonathan Majors, which I didn't know his name, but he's the character that was in Lovecraft Country. He plays Nat Love in this.
let me look you up.
Oh,
and
do you love
down
him? Do you love
till
him?
you
Whoa.
say stop. Me and my cousin, like, we would
I
fight
hate
over
y'all.
him.
Are
Yes.
you in?
To me,
Can I
like,
speak
me
her
and
name?
Shannon. Yeah, Shannon.
Hey,
Shout
shout out
out.
Shannon.
This
What's
is
up with
dedicated to her. Shit.
What's her Instagram?
She's a real
Follow
ass
her.
bitch from the South.
Not from the
I don't
South.
even know her Instagram.
Okay, goodbye. We'll shout her out. I mean, Shannon, you
I
see
just
how your
follow
cousin
her.
does you? Wow. I don't know about her, but
No, and
If I was your cousin,
I
I
would
would.
gladly fight you. I'll still love you afterwards,
Jonathan
but whoever
Majors.
wins gets them.
I would love to see that fight. That would be hilarious. I would be dying.
I wouldn't
in the
even
background.
know. It
You
would
don't know if what?
depend. I
Who would
wouldn't even
win?
know who'd win.
Who wants it more? That's who's
I
gonna win.
guess.
So
I
the
don't know
only
though. We're
time will
both
tell.
still. Actually, though, I just
Don't even. Okay. All right, Lakeith.
That'll be off.
Lakeith Stanfield.
I love
He's
him
in
so much.
there.
Actually, okay, you know what? She can have Jonathan Majors. I would have Lakeith
straight up?
Stanfield. He was so good in this. He played
He
Cherokee
did.
Bill.
An amazing job. Okay. He was so good. They all were. Like, this is dumb.
It was a star-studded cast. Who was the dude who played the sheriff? Because he was the dude from
Delroy
Malcolm
Lindo?
X. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Why does he still look
Basically,
exactly the same?
He has not aged a day. Do you hear
I'm
me?
sorry for
Melanin
yelling. I'm sorry for
popping.
yelling.
Melanin
Let me calm
popping.
down. Let me calm down because we have a long way to go.
What's
So let me
popping?
calm down right now.
I know we are going fast. Maybe we should
But
take
I
a
was
break.
like, why does he look exactly the same?
He does. He is aging quite well. He's been in so many
such
things.
a good. He just a
Classic movies. He was good. R.J. Seiler.
Who is he?
Played Jim Beckworth. He was good. Oh, that was the one who wanted to be the fastest with the guns. He was twirling things around.
Yes, he wanted
was
to go up
good.
against Cherokee Bill.
Yes, he did.
Right.
did
He
a
was
good
quite
job,
good, quite good, quite
too.
good, quite
Yes.
good.
And I'm trying to remember where I know Danielle Deadweiler from. She played Kathy Williams, or what was her nickname in there? It was
Cuffy.
Cuffy. She played Cuffy.
Yeah.
I was like, her face looked so familiar.
Yeah.
I knew her. I can't remember what else she was in, but she was so good. Was that your stomach?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
It
All right,
was.
She's hungry. It's
And
fine.
who's the director?
Oh, I don't know.
James something.
I don't have him.
It
on
was
here. I don't
James
have-
spelled weird. It was like
Hold up, let me go down, let me go down.
JEYMES. Because I started
don't
following
see
him because he's under Billard or something like that on social medias. But the cinematography.
David Lee?
No, it was
Who was
James.
David Lee?
I don't know.
The Harder They Fall Netflix. David Lee. It just has a slash. Well, anyway, hold up.
Maybe he's
By
one-
oh, is this it?
Yes, James Samuels.
James, that is weird spelled. Why did
Fantastic.
Okay.
I think he's British.
Okay.
And because it was kind of hard because like it was Jonathan Majors' character and Idris Elba's characters were enemies. Like, it's basically been the initial conflict is between those two characters. But it was hard for me to know who to cheer for because they're both so beautiful. I didn't want either one of them to lose.
That is so
it was
funny.
kind of hard for me. Like, the protagonist is Jonathan Majors, his
I would say
character,
so, yeah.
Nat Love.
Yeah.
So he's in the Nat Love gang.
But I was trying to figure out what his character did, Rufus, but I was like, well, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did he? Because I'm trying to figure out what the daddy did in the beginning for it to start off like it did. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a
Do
good
we spoil
story.
all this? Do we spoil
Yes.
all of this?
Don't watch this unless you want to spoil.
We will put that on there because like we're about to ruin
I said from
this.
the beginning.
Okay.
This is
that
spoiling.
is, you came in
It's
spoiling. Like an
yes.
MF.
I feel like just no.
All right.
Don't watch. This is why I watch this.
Disengage.
This is why I watch Eternals. Like, I want to watch the stuff, and so I can watch the reviews and not have it spoiled.
So basically, the first scene starts off with this, like this man with his family having dinner. It was a son, his wife, and he's a
Nola
preacher.
from She's Gotta Have It.
Oh, she was. What is her name?
Because I was so excited. I don't know. I always call her that because she's been in so much stuff and she's so amazing.
Beautiful and nice.
She was in Underground too.
She really was. Oh, and you know who else was in there? Laz Alonso was in there, and so was Damon Wayans.
Oh,
Jr.
It wasn't Damon Wayans. It was Sean Wayans. Or not, that was Damon Wayans Jr. Right.
Yes.
Because he looks more like Sean Wayans. But yes.
Oh my gosh.
There's so many of them.
There's a million of them. Yes.
So many of them. Where do you think there's done?
Deion
There's
Cole. Deion Cole with his golds at the bottom.
I have not seen an ass whooping like that since Friday.
Listen,
man,
so
I would have
iconic.
had that taken out the script. You
No,
ain't
that
gonna
was
beat
good.
my ass like that.
He got his ass whooped, y'all. He surely did. It was so good.
Actually,
Okay.
though, I would let Idris hit me like.
What?
He can
That's
hit me
problematic.
like 3 times before I left.
That is problematic.
That
as fuck.
is.
The Fake Ass Book Club does not advocate domestic violence. Clearly, Kat has been drinking, and so disregarding comments that she says. Whoa! See, she knocked over the microphone. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
See, if that was the first time Idris Elba hit me, he would have 2 more times.
First of all, moving on from that problematic comment, he is quite beautiful. I will give you that for sure. I'm not taking nobody's ass whippings though. You can take your fine ass on.
Oh man, but he dragged
beautiful.
the dog shit out of Deion Cole.
He really did, and it was like, okay, this is bad. But yeah, I felt like that too at one point too, because I think even my husband asked me. I mean, for different reasons, like, so who are you rooting for right now? You know what I mean? It wasn't what we're talking about on some shenanigans. But I was like, I don't know. I think I'm rooting for Nat Love or whatever. He was like, I don't know. Like,
I was rooting for
Zazie
Zazie Beetz' character because I loved it because she even inflicted some domestic violence because she had to remind him what it is.
Yeah, she did.
Not what it used to be.
Right.
It ain't that. It ain't that no more.
But it's basically, it starts off with, Idris Elba's character, Rufus Buck, coming into the house and like basically murdering the dude and his wife.
Like, we're very confused at the beginning.
We're like,
to me, it's always like a good movie will ask a question and spend the rest of the movie answering it.
Absolutely.
And it does that because it's like, why did this mysterious stranger come in and murder a man and his wife and then just carve a cross into this little boy's forehead.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? What did this man do?
I know, it was crazy. And so then you fast forward to where he's an adult and stuff, and I guess he has the Nat Love gang.
Yes.
And what is their function? I mean, they're basically, I watched it once. I mean, they're just like a bunch of bandits, basically.
Well, to give it some context, this is kind of like the Wild West where you have a lot of formerly enslaved people trying to find their way in the world.
Yeah.
So you have Redwood, which is a sort of colored people encampment that's about to get gentrified. And so Idris Elba's character, which even though he's the villain, he's trying to keep the town from being gentrified. He wants to buy out that Deion character. Was it Wiley?
Yeah.
Was it Mayor or Sheriff Wiley or whatever?
Wiley Esco.
Yeah, Wiley Esco. He was trying to sell everybody out because he was just, he's that Negro who was just like, oh, I ain't black, I'm OJ. I got all this money.
Right. Like,
so I'm trying to buy my way out of blackness, which you can't do.
You just can't do it, sir.
You can't. But it's very seductive.
I can see that.
A lot of people think you can buy your way out of blackness. You cannot. And so I'm sorry to bring it up again, but like Idris Elba comes in and because he also is
sorry to bring it up again.
It's kind of like in Power, how Kanan's ghost got Kanan set to jail. So it's kind of like when Kanan comes back from jail. I'm sorry, taking it all back because when they break Rufus out of jail on that train, when they do that was great.
It was. This like cinematography.
Yes.
Of that, I loved the scene where he was like walking out. He was like killing them all except for him. That one guy was so pitiful that he felt sorry for him, I guess, because
no, he was the only one who could drive the train. That's the only reason he let him leave. He was
I
like,
thought because he was pitiful.
Yeah, no,
like,
ain't no pity. Nigga, y'all lock me up and shit like that. No, he was the only one who could drive the train. So he was like everybody but him. Because he was the only one who, and I don't even know if he could. He was probably the one who was smart enough to be like, who can drive this train? And everybody else was like, I can't. I'd have lied. I'd been like, I'll figure it out.
I know that's
right.
Yeah,
I'll be like, this is clever. That other dumb nigga got shot and he figured it out.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, they busted him out because he got locked. I mean, who even
he had a pardon, but they kind of knew that. I don't know, if you're a black person in America, even when you have paperwork that says something, it doesn't mean anything. So they were just making sure that they let him go because he had a full pardon. But we know what it is. Just kind of like when they went to go save Mary, even though like the deal was, if I get you your money, you'll let my girl go. They're like, he ain't doing that.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that, definitely.
Right. So it's basically whenever there's a hostage situation.
So do you feel like you can accurately give just the synopsis of the storyline right now?
Yes.
After having had what are these?
Don't worry about it.
A buzzball.
Don't even worry about it.
A margarita.
Don't worry about it. Yes.
Some macaroni and cheese with.
Right. That's why I can do it now.
Okay, go.
Okay. So we already said the story starts off with our antagonist, who is Nat Love, watching his parents be murdered in front of him by Rufus Buck. So he's going to spend the rest of his life going after the people who murdered his family. So finally, he thinks he's knocked everybody off the list except Rufus Buck, who's serving a life sentence in prison. So he goes back to get his girl, who is Stagecoach Mary, and she's running over. Oh, man.
She's so cute.
I love that song, too.
So cute.
I'm going to sing it now.
No.
Give that man his rifle. Give that priest his Bible. Those who pray see heaven. Those who don't see the devil. Separate but equal. Save them who save my people.
I didn't know she was going to do this.
So
I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, I really like that part. So she's running like kind of a bar,
an
like
artsy brothel.
Yeah,
like
basically.
Artsy.
Well, we don't know it was a brothel, but probably. Listen, pretty much anywhere there's drinking. Like
if you're a woman and you own your own business,
my grandfather ran a brothel. Pretty much, you know what I mean. It is what it is, but. He comes back. He's going to propose. He's like, he had ran off on her though, so she was mad about it, as she should be. And so he comes back and wants to, after he's finished his mission, but then he finds out Rufus is getting out of prison, so they go to go to Redwood because that's where he ends up. When they get to Redwood, Deion Cole's character Wiley is there, and he gets his ass beat by Idris and kicked out of town.
That's for the third time.
And then Mary shows up on a incognito mission, but they know what she's doing, so they lock her up. Then Nat Love shows up and he's like, "Hey, I need my girl." He was like, "Nah, you gonna give me my money first." Oh, because that's the thing. Nat Love gang, they rob bank robbers, so it was really Rufus's Buck's money they stole, and so that was gonna be a problem. He's like, "I'm gonna need that money with some interest, so I'm gonna need you to rob a bank." So they go and rob a white bank. Get the money, knowing full well, even if they give him the money, they're not going to let his girl go. So they come in blasting. And basically, he ends up killing Rufus Buck, Idris Elba's character.
But not before he finds out some real critical information.
Oh, which is the fact that they're half brothers.
What?
That's the reason why Rufus Buck killed his father. Rufus Buck's daddy had actually killed his mama. And
because he was like a raging
alcoholic. He was a raging alcoholic. Listen, trauma, hurt people.
Oh my God.
It's a very common situation. You see black men traumatized and they want to take it out on their black women. So, yeah. So since Nat Love had to witness the murder of his mother because his mother was trying to protect him, and then his daddy killed his mama and then ran off and then started this beautiful idyllic family and became a preacher and stuff like that. When he tracked him down, he was like, fuck no. So, but
that was crazy.
It was. So Nat Love ends up killing him in an act of revenge. And it all kind of works out, though. He runs off into the sunset with Stagecoach Mary. And he kind of... But once again...
But wait, at the last scene of it was Regina... Wasn't that Regina King's character? Because they showed, like, the back of a woman. She was holding that hat that she was wearing. Like, they didn't show her face or anything. So I was like, is there going to be a sequel?
I hope so.
Because she was standing there. They didn't show who she was, but I'm like, they never did. You did see Zazie whoop. They got into a really epic fight scene.
That scene. And you know what? I feel like it was an homage to Hero, the Jet Li movie.
Oh.
There's a scene where... an assassin is fighting the Emperor of China, and there's all these fabrics.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
they were dyeing fabrics, so there's all these fabrics in the air, and I was like, "Ooh, that reminds me of that." It was gorgeous.
Whoever decided that, thank you for that. That was nice.
Yes, it was beautiful, and she, that was quite a scene. And then she lets out that primal scream at the end.
But you don't see her dead body. You don't. They don't allude to her actually being dead. So to me,
because her name is Trudy.
Trudy, yeah. Oh, Trudy was a boss, but she was down for.
We ain't no Nick on poop.
Yeah, her accent. I love it. Regina, I live. She's so beautiful and talented.
I've rewatched it and rewatched it. I really, really enjoyed it. I think everyone should watch it.
And I mean, and it's funny too.
It's number one on Netflix.
It is number one on Netflix. I
take that, Squid Game.
I love take that. Like, that's one of my husband's favorite genres is westerns too, because to him, he loves westerns. I'm like, God, we are so different. I've seen some good ones, like Django's good. Like, there's some decent westerns, and I will watch them. Because what was that one series? I can't remember, but this particular one, it just really, like, I don't know, the dialogue for me was there.
Is it Half Gun Will Travel?
I don't even
The Gunman. I remember one time I was at your house one time, he was watching The Gunman.
I don't know.
It's an old movie.
He will watch, but what he likes about him is he's like, it's just down to, like, the bare minimum. Like, there's no fake shit. Yeah, there's no fake shit here. Like, if I got a problem with you, I can track your ass down the middle of the street and be like, hey, I challenge you to a fucking duel, my guy. So let's do this.
I demand satisfaction.
Right, I demand satisfaction. Or just there's no real putting on of airs. Like,
right.
It's very
like boxing. It's like the whole point of this is to beat
whoop your ass. And so
Mama said knock you out.
Yeah, so he likes that part of it. But I think I liked that it was people of color. I like that it was kind of an homage to some of the original cowboys, because I know, like, historically cowboys were
spaghetti
black.
westerns.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell by the etymology because they're called cowboys, not cowmen.
Yes.
Because if it had been white dudes, it would have been cowmen.
Yes, you were the boy.
But the boys,
care.
It would have been like the indigenous and black people that they tried to emasculate.
Exactly. So I really liked I just like seeing that. It just did something for me. And I liked the dialogue. I liked the imagery. The cinematography was really nice. Again, like the cast was beautiful. I just think the narrative was awesome. I liked it. It was a classic kind of like brother story. Like, I was like, of course.
Cain and Abel.
Of course. Yeah, like, that kind of tension there.
I kind of almost wish he hadn't killed him, but I almost understand why he had to.
I know, because you could see him kind of grappling with that kind of at the end.
But I don't know if he even had to, because sometimes you definitely have to kill people who are not going to stop until they kill you.
Well, my thing is that he understood he had to kill him, I think, but I think he wasn't expecting to hear that information. So, like, he didn't move generally right.
But he said he wanted to take him farther than he went, because even though he had committed patricide, he's like, I couldn't commit fratricide. Like, even in that moment of revenge, I couldn't kill my brother, but I want you to go farther than I went to, and I want to make you a brother killer. And that was the part where I'm like, ooh, fight it. But at the same, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, you don't want to have that in the back of your mind. Like, he might come back and kill me. Because that's the thing. Like, if you're really not going to kill me, I could let you live, but I don't know.
I can't know that. Yeah. That's why I get savage. Because in the beginning, I'm thinking, why didn't he kill a little boy too?
Right.
Because he coming to look for you. Like, obviously.
You marked him.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm trying to find your ass. You ain't going to just kill my family in front of me and then think I'm not going to come find you. But
that is not what it is.
I just thought that was kind of like, you could see
I'm glad you watched it, because everybody's always telling you need to watch this, you need to watch this. It's like, no, you need to watch this.
No, for real. And then because you said about it, you said the name of it, and I was like, what is that? Because I wasn't sure what it was, and then I thought, wait, is that the one with Regina. I just saw Regina King on there. I was like, oh, I gotta see that.
Well, I just remember the premiere, when they had the premiere, because it's one of the few things Beyonce and Jay-Z went to. They don't go to a lot of stuff. So my news feed, it was a couple weeks ago. Like they did a premiere because it was like a big fashion event.
Oh my gosh, I'm so old.
It's only because my algorithm knows what I want to see. So it knows like
she wants to know where Beyonce is.
My Google News algorithm like kept putting like that in there, so it was already in my psyche. Like that's why I wanted to see it when it was in theaters. So I was like, I wanted to like support it. Like I'm already paying for Netflix, but I wanted to give them even more of my money. But I wasn't able to, like the way that the movie times happen now. It's really hard to make it to the movies because they don't have as many showings as they used to before COVID.
I love that you said that though. I love that you're always so willing to spend your money.
I love giving Black people money.
It's nice.
I mean, because it's bad enough with all these white dudes on it. It's like, here, take this Andrew Jackson and get it out of my pocket. Oh my God, he sucks.
I hate his guts. My kids even know about that. They're like, Mommy, you hate him. I'm like,
real bad.
He was really bad. Yeah. He was really bad. Yeah. But anywho, I definitely enjoyed this. If I had to give it, how would you rate it? What would you give it?
5 shots.
5 shots of what?
Oh, anything. Patron.
Whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
5 shots of your favorite.
Whiskey. Okay. They was drinking whiskey, but I can't drink whiskey, so it'd have to be tequila. Or maybe 5 bullet shots. I don't know. Like, there was a lot of shooting. Because, you know, me personally, I don't like guns. Like, I don't like watching people get shot.
So let me ask you about that, because this was a graphically violent
a lot of blood.
movie. So, like, do you think that people who have issue with that would...
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's kind of like what's coming into with Westerns. Like, even like the fact that I love Django, it was so bloody. Like,
this one is
unnecessarily. Right.
But, not like Quentin Tarantino levels, but it was like, it starts off very like,
there are parts, like, I own several copies of Django. Like, I have the DVD, I have the Blu-ray, I have a digital copy. Oh, damn. But like, there are scenes that I still haven't seen. Like, there's certain scenes like I close my eyes for.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like, I still haven't seen the scene where the 2 men are wrestling to the death. Like, I've only heard it. Like, even in theaters, I closed my eyes. I didn't want to see, like, 2 black men fighting to the death. And when they rip D'Artagnan apart, like the escaped slave, like when they have the dogs rip him apart, I've never watched that part. Like, I always just close my eyes until I can hear it's over.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, so I don't really like watching black people bleed out.
So... I'm not going to ask that question. So, but I mean, people in general, though, right?
No, like, I really don't. But especially, I hate seeing black people commit violence against other black people. Okay, like, that really hurts my heart. So, I don't, but honestly.
Even when it's fake?
Even when it's fake.
Okay.
Like, I really don't like watching people shoot and kill each other. I don't. Just generally, whatever color they are, I don't like violence for real.
That's what I was going to say. I do think that if you're sensitive to that, like, I think about my mom, she cannot stand, like, a lot of violence and stuff. So, I think she'd like the story, but I think it would be hard for her to watch.
There's just certain parts, like some parts where I just self-censor and I just close my eyes.
I'm so American that I think I'm desensitized to a certain level of violence, which is really actually kind of sad. Like,
it is a little.
You know what I mean? People get more uptight about titties and stuff in movies than they do about like just your whole life being snuffed out, which I think is really fucked up.
I think so. You know what's so funny too? Because like years ago, my ex, I went to like his like grandfather's house and we were watching Django, and they turned it off because they were so offended by it, not by the violence or the slavery or anything like that. No, cuss words.
Oh,
it was the cuss words that were too offensive.
Well, that's why. I mean, that's our podcast is probably a little.
It would be too much. But it was like you can watch a black man like have his Achilles cut or what, like whatever the violence that was like perpetrated throughout that movie, like that didn't bother you, but the word fuck,
F word got
like
you.
That was
it
too
took
much.
You out.
Yeah, it's like really, or like that to me, like syllables don't hurt me as much as the imagery of seeing black
somebody's
people.
Soul like leave
or like
their body.
when they because that one scene I wish I hadn't seen when they were taking Kerry Washington out of the hot box and stuff like that, where they were leaving her. That was in Django, where they
I'm racking my brain to picture this because I haven't seen it.
There's a scene where she was being punished for trying to run off, so they basically just put her in like this metal box in the middle of the sun. Yeah.
Okay. I can't.
And there's a scene where they take her out and just throw water on her, and she just starts screaming. And I didn't love that. So
it's not that bad. It's not Django bad, but I will say that if you are even a little bit sensitive to violence, it's
there.
Pretty. Yeah, it's pretty.
You don't
violent.
even get to. At least in Django, there's the catharsis of seeing like that bomb go off and blow up all the Klans members.
Oh, that was nice.
That was super fun.
Yeah.
But and it was fun when they took over that train and were scaring all the white people.
Yeah, but my thing is I really just love seeing these kinds of stories. Like I think it's just nice to be able to see Black people in stories that aren't always a certain narrative. You know what I mean? Even though there was violence and stuff like that, it was like, okay, this was a good ass story though. Mm-hmm. Like this was just a well written, beautifully executed. See now the tequila,
it was executed quite well.
It was. So I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I back you up 100% on this. I think this was
Yay!
fantastic.
Thank you for watching it.
I know it was really a struggle.
It was long too, so just know that
it was 19 minutes.
Yeah, which is pretty long, but it was.
It didn't seem like it.
It didn't. It was very
really
engaging from top to bottom. You can tell Black people wrote it.
I think maybe that's what I could pick up on.
That part where he's like, "You ain't sweet. I'm sweet. You ain't sweet."
Yes, the dialogue. It was the dialogue for me. It was like I had relatable. Yes, I love this. It's just the familiarity in the dialogue and just sort of
and the fact that it personifies. To me, history gets so divorced from reality sometimes, where it's almost mythicized. Where it's like, no, this would have just been people.
Yeah,
like, and even the people we admire, in some ways, they suck.
Yeah, just like you do.
Yeah,
each and every one of you.
Each and every one of you.
No, even me. I'm not like divorcing myself from
like
that. 100%
I have good things and bad things.
Everybody does.
I'm kind of working on it, but I'm also, what am I, 42 now? I'm only getting so good.
Yeah. We're always becoming. We're always becoming, friends. It at least needs to be an aspiration. We're going to put it out there. The aspiration of...
It's like an asymptote where you're like reaching for, but you never quite reach it.
You got to have something to look up to, though.
Yes. I'm striving. I don't want to get worse.
No, worse is not...
I'm like I said, I don't exactly want to maintain. I know I could be better than this. Like I could have read a book. Like these people had real lives I could have read about.
That's true. This is true.
You know what I'm saying? But for a lot of, once again, whenever I read any sort of historical narrative, I always think about like what I would have been like
people, I know,
in that time.
That's funny because I say that to my kids too. Because like when he's coming back talking about, Susan B. Anthony and suffrage, I'm like, what about Ida B. Wells? Are they talking to you about her? Because she was right there. Just whole journalist talking about the lynching of
she had to
Black
get a
folks
posthumous Pulitzer.
Yeah,
so in her time they would have been like, this mouthy Black bitch,
right, writing about this shit. So it's, again, I do think that that's important because you do have to, and I even had to say that to my son's teacher. We just had a parent teacher conference, and they learn about religion at his school because it's a private school, and I had to be like, so it's why I don't mind him learning about the history of Christianity, and I do like that they teach alongside it actual, like, they're talking about the Greek Empire and the timeline and all
like
that kind
facts.
of stuff too, like actual facts. But I let him know that I'm always like asking him questions about like, well, where were people who looked like you in that time period? Like, ask your teachers that. See what they say.
Because they were doing stuff.
Where did and
shout out to Home Team History. I feel like it's a YouTube channel, and they do a great job of doing the history of Africa that doesn't get talked about a lot in Eurocentric Western history, cultural, academic curriculums. So they'll do stuff where I
have seen them.
Yeah, he is fantastic.
I have seen
him. Home Team History is a great place to check out. He does a great job of getting into the real history of what was going on in Africa during Napoleon and what was being like. All of this stuff was going on. I remember when I realized like Thomas Jefferson and Napoleon were alive at the same time, and I was like, oh yeah, that would have been going on at the same time.
It's crazy because it seems
so divorced. Like teach it separately instead of teaching sort of a holistic historical perspective, because everything was happening at the same time. There was stuff going on in India and Africa and China. Everything was happening at the same time. It's like we get told this is what's most important because that's what we focus on, and it's not. It's just what we've chosen to focus on.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's important to get those lessons from these people who whose names are still echoed, it's still important to say their names, to know that they existed. They were real. Even though this story is just for entertainment and wouldn't have been like, because a lot of them weren't outlaws. Like I watched a great video about the real lives of the people who were in the movie.
Of course you did. You only watched this 3 times and then had the time
and then did a deep dive on the reviews.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I
watched
really,
it the once and that was it. Okay, and I'm here now.
I like to do a deep dive,
That's
getting
awesome,
into
though.
it and learning the histories of these people, where it's important to, because I love that. Like in Home Team History, he always signs off with remember your ancestors.
Yes.
And it's important to say the names of these people, honor them, remember them.
That's what's up. We should try to
but
find
not
him.
even, but not deify them, because they were just people.
They were just
strong people. Because like I said, I don't know if I don't know what I would have done in those situations.
Yeah. I mean, I think you sometimes surprise yourself.
I'm so used to running water and electricity. Like, and my hands feel my hands. They're so soft.
No, I don't need to touch your hands. I know they're soft. You have the softest skin. We've talked about this before. It's not even right.
And I want to keep it that way.
And I have the opposite. Like I have
I'm not
hands,
trying to.
so.
I'm not trying to callus up.
Yeah,
like
I
don't. But
I
like
work
in
hard.
that America, I would have had calloused hands. They wouldn't have been like.
In this America, I do.
Yeah, it's like put that black bitch to work.
Get to work.
It's like you don't get to sit and read books all day. Like,
No.
which is
Man, they would have got you. There's no way. I mean, you know what I'm
reading
saying?
ass bitch.
Right.
It's like,
They
that's
would've been-
illegal.
They would have
Huh?
gouged your eyeballs out.
Man,
sis.
oof.
You'd have been out of there.
Oof. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's a great place. Let's take a quick break, friends.
Okay,
I feel like this was a good review. Let's take a break and then we'll
It
come
was.
back, guys, and
was
we'll
tough.
spin the wheel.
And we're back.
And we're back,
We did
guys.
it.
Okay. And so, friend, should we just spin the wheel? Because that's basically what happens now. So
I just put something in my mouth.
Ew. See, now.
It was good.
That was
It's
inappropriate.
chocolate.
That was inappropriate. See,
So
that's
spin
even
the
worse.
wheel,
We don't
so-
even... Okay.
I can chew.
Spin this damn wheel. I'm tired, okay? Oh my God. Not woo! That was... Wow.
It's
wow,
a fake
Kat.
stir.
It is. So basically, we get to be a fake ass book club, guys. We get to record and talk about whatever the hell we want to.
We're the boss.
And so we don't know what that's going to be exactly.
Oh wait, no, we're gonna watch a movie because we don't have time to read a book.
Okay. Oh, we didn't rate this. No, yes, you did. You said 5 shots.
5
of whatever
shots.
you'd like.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I almost said something inappropriate. I'm going to keep it moving though.
I mean, we can.
I'm going
be
to try to be
inappropriate.
respectful. We can. I don't want to move it. I'm just, people be lit.
Bye.
Okay. I hate you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Before we go, we must give thanks to our sound engineer, Eric Jizzy, from Dorian Keith Media, to Urban Nerd for providing our music. Buzz Viral Marketing runs our social media, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers. Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.